are all sugar. These 100 calories right here, but it's like, yeah, it's like 65% of your daily sugar intake.
Dude, they are the absolute best when you're hungover.
Yep. Gonzaga Nation SI. I'm Jack Ferris. He's Rob Sacre on the ones and twos, and is Christian Pedersen. Christian, what is your go-to hangover drink?
Coffee?
What?
No, I don't know.
Coffee can be too harsh though sometimes. You know what I mean? It's too like abrupt.
Yeah, it's too much. It's just too, because you're not trying to be amped right when you're hungover, and you're not trying to have all that caffeine right away.
Well, then let me say that coffee, you can do coffee in a ratio where it starts as mostly like milk.
Yep.
And then becomes more and more coffee as you level back out. And then it ends up, you already got your cup of coffee poured. So when brings you back to neutral, your day is already like hungover. You as being a little teeny bit productive because you have a cup of coffee in your hand.
I would have to say carbonation.
Okay.
Carbonated Sprite, a carbonated Sprite.
You guys all bring up solid points. I think the knock on me for coffee when you're hungover, Christian, is not the caffeine, it's the temperature. It's too, like, iced coffee, I'll house. But when like a real coffee, it's too, my taste buds need a little bit of break. It's like diving into a hot tub when you're hungover. Yeah. Can't do it. Can't immediately do it. Down the road, sure.
That's why he's talking about the milk, though. You add that
milk.
He's
a milky guy.
Here, yeah, like the consistency of this right now, like just it's started as mostly milk.
That's cream.
That's partner. Awesome. That's how you want your coffee. I say if it's darker than me, I ain't drinking it. I ain't drinking it.
Well, so this will end up slightly a
too.
shade darker than you by the end of the day when I just don't refill the milk and I'm just using it.
From now on, if something's not darker than Rob, I'm not drinking it. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna text a picture of it to Rob. I'm gonna say, Rob, hold this up to your skin. If it's not
put it up there,
hue, I'm out.
In the hypothetical Instagram account that if we just could run amok with the Gonzaga Nation one, I would put up that Family Guy meme where he does the skin tone test of Rob just at a Starbucks or something like that.
Yeah, no, I need to bring this back. It's too dark for me.
I don't know that meme.
All right, let me get it for you.
Yeah. While you do that, Christian is joining us from San Diego. I'm joining you from Los Angeles, right down the street from Loyola Marymount University. Rob's in Spokane. I'm banged up. My sister gets married tomorrow, but that's neither here nor there. Okay.
Yep, that's me and coffee for sure. Oh yeah. You're banged up right now. So your sister's getting married.
Sister's getting married tomorrow. Yeah.
How's the dude?
Great. That's awesome. Good. He's like me. He's a me.
Even better.
Yeah, bro guy.
But does that add to the current situation you're in? The fact that you were in orbit around one of yourself, does that leave you in a worse position this morning? Would you be in a better position if you said, yeah, he's a nice guy, I like him, he's whatever?
I would. Unfortunately, I didn't even see him last night. He was with his parents and I was with mine.
So what does Jack Ferris do running amok in Los Angeles for a day?
Great question, Christian Pedersen. Karaoke. Karaoke.
You guys go downtown?
No, not downtown. Dive bar. I was with I don't think she'll mind me telling this story. I was with Maren McCarthy, and we went to like this dinner with my parents, awesome, fun, and then we went like to some like dive bar that wasn't far from the hotel to do karaoke. And right when we walk in,
what part of Los Angeles are you in right now?
Del Mar, something Del Mar.
Probably Corona Del Mar.
No, starts with an M.
Marina Del Rey.
Marina Del Rey. There it is.
You went to the Whaler?
No, but we were told to go to the Whaler.
The Whaler's my shit.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe the Whaler is it's right off of Venice Beach. It's the best.
Maybe the Whaler tonight or tomorrow. Anyway, we walk into this bar, and this is a bar you walk into, and you should know nobody at this bar. Marion immediately sees and knows the chick, and there's like a hug and a hey, how you doing? And then later, Marion comes back over to the bar with the group rat, and Marion was like, she's not here with who she's supposed to be with. You can fill in the dots there.
That's always puts everybody in an awkward situation.
Yeah, but I think Marion's got a million friends. That could be any one of, and probably zero of the people involved are Gonzaga Nation SI fans. So, hence me telling this story. Who came back from a bad spot last night, like me from this story I'm about to tell? Chet Holmgren.
That's a great transition. Holy shit. That's
because he's the professional, Rob. He knows what he's doing.
Chet Holmgren came back in a big way last night. Christian, you're in San Diego. What percentage of you considered going to the game last night? Zero.
No, not zero. I live straight down the street from it. If I had gotten off of work in time, I would have. But I was doing my high school sports job last night. I'm a huge fan of Wayne McKinney, the one good, solid freshman on USD's team, because he's a local product. And I think that he's an actual person that will, down the line, affect people actually wanting to attend a game like last night.
Christian, I'm so bored with what you're telling me.
Yeah, no. I don't know. 5% of me wanted to go last night. They don't do a good enough job hyping themselves up here.
Thank you. They need, that is such a beautiful campus. We've talked about it. We talked about it earlier this week on the show. That don't make any sense of why San Diego doesn't get anybody. Is it the colors?
No, the colors, those uniforms are crispy. Those uniforms are nice.
I do like the uniforms. I do like the colors. Wait a minute. Do you want like TV commercials or like banners around San Diego? When you say they don't do a good enough job hyping themselves up? Would doing a better job be buying billboards in San Diego or winning more basketball games? You know what I mean?
I think that the winning of more basketball games runs into a ceiling. So yeah, you got to do something a tad bit more viral, and whether that's billboards or having the players doing something with name, image, likeness. I don't know. I think it's less on court, more off court.
That's noted. So I don't know if either of you were dipping your toe in Gonzaga Twitter last night.
No.
But it was pretty hilarious in a sense that San Diego players were chanting Chet Holmgren overrated stuff.
Okay, which we know that happens when you're great. So
Rob, have you ever gotten overrated?
I've gotten once or twice in my life.
Have you really?
Yeah, high school, all that shit.
I feel like you said, Rob, overrated is, I mean, that's a first world problem to have.
Right. Yeah.
Because if you're overrated, clearly you're highly rated to begin with.
Yeah, it's the only thing that they can come back to you with is like, you're overrated, but like Chet just put 29 on your head. So
what was Gonzaga Twitter saying about them?
Oh, they were just like, how dare these, like Chet Holmgren, not my Chet. My Chet is properly rated. Like, I can't believe the audacity of these fans to say that he's overrated. I'm here to defend the San Diego fans.
Yeah, I don't. Because
if anything, going into last night, Chet was overrated as a number one prospect. Did he shove it in their face and put almost 30 on him? Yes, he did, and that's awesome. But Gonzaga Twitter, chill out. You know what I mean?
We need some adversity some way, somehow. Like, we need some of that. Like, I completely agree with you, Jack. Like,
it's cool to know that Gonzaga Twitter cares enough though to still be logging in and typing out those messages.
Gonzaga Twitter is that parent at a youth soccer game, like 4 and 5 co-ed, where it's 3-on-3 and they're just kicking the ball around and they move around like pods like this. Gonzaga Twitter is that parent that is screaming at the refs because their kid's not being treated properly.
Right.
And like speaking ill about the coach.
Right.
Because their kid's not getting they're not being put in the right situation to succeed. Chet had 23 and 12 last night, not 29. Rob and I lie sometimes. But they were like the loudest 23 points I've seen from a Gonzaga basketball player in quite some time. Chet Holmgren's stock is on the rise, and I'm so excited for it. Maybe Chet just needed to play in a real hostile environment because we don't have a ton of true road game stuff right now. Why are you laughing? Oh, hostile environment for
USD's not a hostile environment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Come on.
It's more hostile than
that gym was damn near empty.
The Slim Gym, pal.
Oh man.
By the way, shouts to Mary McCarthy for looking this up, Rob, on our podcast. Sac and Jack, find it wherever you find your podcasts. Jenny Craig actually, we thought she had 0 kids. She actually has 5 children.
Did they go to Fresno? The bad kid went to Fresno State.
Bad kid went to Fresno. At least one went to San Diego, University of San Diego in the 90s. Yep. She got, Marion went on their LinkedIn and such.
That's a bit creepy.
Yep.
That's a bit creepy. But wait, let's go back to this hostile environment that we talked about. There's no hostile. Maybe St. Mary's and BYU are the only hostile environment in San Fran.
Okay, great. He doesn't have that experience yet. You know what I mean? This is the first kind of game where he's not being coddled or coddled being in Spokane or neutral fan base where everyone's like, oh, look at that future number 1 overall pick, or look at Paolo Banchero. Does that make sense? He's not on a pedestal. He was in an environment where the majority of the fans wanted to see him fail and rooted such. And he rose up.
He showcased.
Yes, he was awesome. What's your dog's name again, Christian?
This is Kingsley.
Kingsley can't hear me. Hey, Kingsley. Kingsley.
Das sprachen Sie unschen Eifen off.
You know what I was watching on Netflix the other day was Hitler's Inner Circle.
Yeah, my dog's certified not a Nazi. She definitely not a Nazi.
Oh, that's exactly what I would say if I was a Nazi, though.
9.
No, man, the Nazis ran over Belgium.
Oh,
they stole these dogs. That's how jealous they were.
Oh man.
I got a question. In a normal WCC year with fans and everything, what school is considered traditionally the road christening game for a player like Chet? Is it normally, hey, every time you go to USF?
St. Mary's, it'd be St. Mary's or San Fran.
I would, yes, St. Mary's or San Francisco. San Francisco's gym is built that you're the fans are right on top of you. But I would just go ahead and say anytime that a game is in doubt on the road in the WCC and one player steps up, the last night was never in doubt.
They kept it close though. Within
15, they kept it close.
0-0.
It was never in single digits.
I know it's.
Is this largely what your guys' job is every year? Is to just convince yourself that the last 25 games of the season are worth it?
Christian, I love doing this podcast for Gonzaga Nation. I love hanging out with Rob. I fucking can't stand. Sorry for swearing. This time of year, it's the worst. Every week we have.
I'd rather be in the summer. Every
week we get together and we just waxed Portland by 35, and we're supposed to talk about how XYZ player stepped up in a big.
We're getting better somehow.
There weren't any big so. The big talking point today was our future lottery pick got booed, and then he played okay. Like, that's the big Gonzaga drama today. That's it. I wish, Christian, that we had a top 10 matchup like Arizona UCLA. Any other thoughts on Gonzaga before we get into that game?
No.
Yeah, Gonzaga's awesome. Chet Holmgren's the man. Hopefully that lights a fire under
Dream
his ass.
scenario, would you want all teams in the WCC up at your level? Do you want one team to
Yeah,
ride?
no, I would love
them.
him. I would love him up. I would love him up.
Because do you want to risk 3 conference losses a year? 5 conference, like just on a roll of the dice some years?
If it requires those guys going into the tournament, if like 3 losses and like 2 or 3 teams, at least 3 teams go to the tournament every year out of our conference, I got no problem with that.
Yeah, to your Christian, yes, absolutely. I would risk 3 losses for just to feel alive. You know what I mean? Because I feel dead. I'm like,
Hungover Jack is very philosophical.
I like dude, it's the worst.
It's a different animal.
Because I feel bad, I want you to feel bad with me. Zags go to Provo on Saturday. I may not even watch the game, not because of my sister getting married, but because you have to you have to make up storylines as to why the game matters. Gonzaga is going to wax BYU in Provo. That should be a game that we're always worried about. Mark my words. Gonzaga is going to wax BYU.
No, I think BYU is going to have a better showing. I don't know. I think they're going to have a better showing in BYU.
BYU sucks. Are you going to watch, Christian? Or are you going to watch?
If Rob's not even confident they're going to cover the spread, I might put it on the back burner. It might go to TV number 2.
Oh, that's another great point. First time in forever, the Gonzaga spread was under 25 points, 21 at San Diego, and they covered. Hell yeah, brothers.
Oh, man.
I was before we get into Arizona UCLA.
Jack's struggling, Christian.
I had a tip that East was going to kick the shit out of the West in the Shrine game. So I was all in on the East last night. That's a gambling problem. I was all in on the East last night.
That's just you trying to feel alive, man.
It was me trying to feel alive. It was East +3, but I got a tip that West was not good.
You're just chasing that dragon. You're just chasing the dragon, aren't you? Just trying to get it.
I went East money line. Shrine game. They lost by 1 point. I should have taken the 3 points. I would have won. I'm just a shell of myself this morning, having looking at the scores. But you know what? As Rob mentioned, I'm going to have about 14 of these bad boys, these tiny little Simply Oranges. I'm going to go into.
Are you on full relax mode? Shock. Like, do you have like set
any responsibilities?
Do you have wedding duties that you have to accomplish, or can that slowly mix in a little bit of champagne in every one of those OJs?
Great question, Christian. I'm officiating. And
still unclear about the amount of alcohol allowed.
Yeah. I'm on the hook for the ceremony. Has to be more than 5 minutes, less than 15 minutes.
And you're doing the vows and all that.
I'm officiating. Yeah. But even the hellos,
God,
the hellos and the goodbyes and the I now pronounce you man and wife is 5 minutes in and of itself. So I just need to come up with,
Are you taking
a tight 5?
Are you taking like an iPad up there? Are you going to try and all memorize it? How are you going to get someone in the back with cue cards?
No, I think I'll have like a fancy one of those. There's an Office Depot right across the street. I'll buy one of those fancy like leather bound deals where I just have like an outline. Because I just need to write down the important stuff. The important stuff being in-laws' names and with this ring IV wed. Repeat after me. You know what I mean? That jam. Who did your wedding, Christian?
Our pastor at our church.
Oh, okay. Well, that killed zero time and brought up zero.
It was. Oh, I can tell the full story. We
No,
just did it.
no.
It was
cool.
a year and a half of planning during COVID, where I had nothing else to do.
Oh, you got married during COVID?
Oh, well, so we got engaged October of 21, married October of 22.
Congratulations.
No, October 20, married at 21. So we were engaged for one full year of just continuously pushing it back in 3-month intervals because COVID just kept kind of existing. And so, yeah, I got to sit here and plan the whole thing over and over and over and over again.
Oh,
how can we
God.
Can we play a game now called Guess How Tall Christian Is? I'm gonna guess he is.
Hey, let's bring it back. Hold on,
real quick.
We're gonna talk Arizona, UCLA.
I know, you're right. Yes.
I'm filibustering as long as we can avoid talking about that UCLA debacle last night. No, thank you.
6'1". Rob, guess how tall Christian is?
6 feet.
I mean, is this where I get to be horrendously insulted or something that you guys think I'm super tall? No, 5'11".
See, it was close.
Which means you're 5'9". Nobody says they're 5'11".
I was listed at 6'1" on all my rosters. So yeah, 5'11" is the legitimate height.
You got to play sports with shoes, bud.
What was the latest
You got to play
roster?
sports with shoes.
What was the latest roster you were on?
College.
Oh, what sport?
Baseball.
Come on now, stay with
that.
us.
I knew
Come
that.
on, Jack.
I was the worst of the worst at UCLA. Sat on the bench and gave up home runs.
How many home runs did you give up in your pitching career?
One. It was my only appearance in any Pac-12 game.
Were your teammates like laughing?
Oh.
Yeah, because it was me trying to get back at a dude for a high school vendetta. Because he trucked me and cracked one of my ribs in high school in football. So I tried to go high and in with a fastball, but I forgot in the heat of the moment that I topped out at about 89.
And he put it in left field?
Technically, it hasn't landed yet. It's orbiting in low orbit. And my parents left wearing Stanford jerseys.
Was it in the Sunken Diamond? Was it up at Stanford?
No, it was at home. Yeah.
Oh, emasculating.
Hey, he went on to win 2 Super Bowls, so whatever.
Who is this guy?
Tyler Gaffney.
You tried to go. You had a vendetta against Gaffney.
I told you he trucked me, cracked one of my ribs in high school, and it never sat right.
I'm gonna get this guy
like that.
I'm
Tyler
gonna get
Gaffney
this
is
guy.
the man.
Yeah, we clashed in a bunch of sports.
That is hilarious. Well, it didn't sound like it sounded like he clashed you.
Yeah, well, I also got back at him because we called him Tyler Backney during basketball season when I was in the student section.
This is very much a one-way vendetta, Christian. Because you just had a problem with him. I bet Tyler Gaffney probably had no problem with Christian Pedersen. He probably loved you, in fact.
Yeah, probably.
Gonzaga, UCLA. These teams are. It's a coin flip.
Arizona or Gonzaga?
Sorry, Arizona, UCLA.
Okay.
It's a coin flip with these teams. In Westwood, UCLA handled Arizona. Arizona offense could not get going at all. Last night, UCLA definitely showed some fight, but UCLA's identity, as Christian will tell you, is like getting dirty and fighting back defensively. And they were able to do that a little bit last night, but it was Arizona wire to wire for the most part last night. And that game is pretty much to decide who's the 2 seed in the West, in my humble opinion. The winner of when these 2 teams play again in the Pac-12 title game has a chance to be a 1 seed elsewhere. If not, the winner is going to be the 2 seed in the West, with the loser being like the 2 seed in the South or the East.
But here's my thing with the Pac-12.
So are you asking who does Gonzaga want?
Yeah, I guess so. That was me just talking nonsense for 4 minutes and hoping someone would come bail me out.
I was going to say the Pac-12, it's always some random that wins the Pac-12 every year. Like, it's never the team that you predict to win the Pac. It's like Oregon State or like
Pac-12 is the hipster of basketball conferences, intentionally ironic with our champions. Our star players are Tiger Campbell. We fit a certain vibe that the rest of the country's like, yeah, dude, go play that, do that.
Right.
Tiger Campbell's really good now. Tiger Campbell used to be like a role player. Tiger Campbell's legit now.
All about it.
But I think we're going to see Arizona in our. I think that just for rating purposes alone, they'd try to set that up.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
I've
said it before. I said it again. Gonzaga, Arizona in San Francisco would be world-class basketball. Like, what an environment.
Don't you guys want UCLA though?
I don't care.
Isn't UCLA the more beatable team?
It doesn't really matter at this point. It doesn't matter.
Gonzaga to UCLA is Tyler Gaffney to Christian Pedersen. Like, in one direction, it might feel like a rivalry.
No, but I'm saying, don't you just want I get that one version of that is a classic. Oh my God, that's a great game. But don't you just want the most winnable path to a national championship?
Great. Yes. But remember, Christian, I just want to feel alive. I want somebody to shoot me in the arm just so I can feel
So you're saying if somehow like a George Mason makes it to the national champion, like a 12 seed makes it against Gonzaga, you're just like on the couch like, this doesn't even do anything for me.
Yeah, no,
if
exactly.
Gonzaga wins a national championship against a 12 seed,
I would consider buying heroin because that would do nothing.
Fentanyl's the new thing. Sorry, Jack. No, I don't, dude. It doesn't matter the tournament's the tournament. You got to go through some fucking big teams to get to where you need to go. So it doesn't really matter.
I think you're right, Christian. I think UCLA is certainly more beatable for Gonzaga. But the tournament's all about matchups. I think we right now match the hell out of UCLA. Arizona, I think, is tougher. But that said, Rob, are you keeping track of how many meaningful minutes Ballo was getting down at Arizona? Ballo is like the sixth man. Ballo is like a big time for them.
No, I know.
I think that bodes well for us because Ballo would not sniff the court if he was still at Gonzaga.
He's the litmus test for how
good he really is. Like, who would he start over? Definitely not
Chet, or
definitely not Chet. Definitely not Drew Timme. Definitely not Anton Watson.
Well, but this builds it up even better. Like, now he has a vengeance to get at those guys.
Fine.
The storyline gets better.
Imagine the smile on Timmy's face if they're getting ready to tip off in San Francisco against Arizona for a spot in the Final Four, and he's going against Ballo. Timmy would be making dinner reservations in New Orleans.
I feel like this is low-key the plot of Mighty Ducks.
Yes. We're the Hawks.
Yeah, I feel like this is a Disney kids movie. This is the former team.
And on that note, I gotta get my kids ready.
Okay, the Hawks are the bad guys, right?
I had you guys pegged as the Ducks here, and then Ballo was the one that viciously left. And
okay, I appreciate that, but no, we're definitely the bad guys.
Who's the goalie?
Goldberg, dude. Goldberg
who's
got
got
into
the knuckle puck.
Speaking of fentanyl,
I know. Goldberg hit it hard. That's where I was going. I was going to say, who's our Goldberg on our team?
We ended on a nice Disney note and the kids, and then fentanyl jokes.
That's it, and that's all. Gonzaga Nation SI. Thanks for watching. Listen, find us on our podcast.
Say prayers for Jack.
I'm going back to sleep. Peace out.
Peace.
Thanks, Christian.